The distress beacon pulsed across the void like a dying heartbeat, an urgent cry from the fragile coalition fleet cornered near the star of Valen Prime. In their desperation, they transmitted the same message across every channel, every band, every spectrum. Any vessel, any species, please, we require reinforcements. It was meant to be a call for local support. Maybe a cruiser, maybe a frigate, even a handful of fighters. Instead, it reached Earth. And Earth, being Earth, took it personally. The Velani captain of the stricken dreadnought was the first to notice the anomaly. "Contact," hissed his sensor officer. "Multiple warp signatures, approaching vector. Wait, no, hundreds of signatures." The captain's mandibles clicked. Hundreds? Impossible. Even the core empires didn't send that many ships outside of a full-scale war. "Show me." The tactical display bloomed to life. One by one, human ships burst into the system. Not scouts. Not token allies. But an armada, carriers the size of mountains, fleets of cruisers, swarms of destroyers, and a glittering cloud of smaller vessels that looked, frankly, like overarmed hornets with attitude problems. The Velani bridge went silent. No one breathed. On the lead human flagship, Captain Elias Mercer sipped his coffee. He was smiling. He always smiled. "Contact fleet-wide," he said, voice calm as a dinner host announcing appetizers. "Remind our allies that Earth received their distress call." The comms officer raised an eyebrow. "Sir, do we tell them how many ships we brought?" Mercer's grin widened, polite, pleasant, and just sharp enough to cut glass. "Oh no. Let's let them count." At first, the coalition was relieved. Then came the confusion. The Velani captain hailed them directly. His mandibles trembled slightly as he spoke. "Human vessel, you received our distress. We requested reinforcements." Mercer leaned forward, the very image of cordial professionalism. "Indeed. And so we brought reinforcements." The alien's crest twitched. "Yes, but this is not a reinforcement. This is an invasion fleet." Mercer chuckled, low and disarming. "Ah well. Earth likes to be thorough. We wouldn't want you to think we only half listen to our friends." Behind him, the crew stifled grins. Earth's new motto in the galaxy was unofficial, but everyone knew it: overkill is just insurance with better branding. The enemy fleet, raiders from the Chirac Dominion, had expected easy prey. They had 3 dreadnoughts, 15 cruisers, and enough corvettes to bully a star system into submission. The coalition defenders were already limping. By all logic, victory was assured. Then humanity arrived. One human carrier alone dwarfed the Dominion's dreadnoughts. Then a second carrier warped in. Then a third. Then, no one stopped counting after 15. The Dominion commander sputtered. This is absurd. You cannot possibly require this many ships." "Require," Mercer said, tilting his head politely. "My dear sir, it's not about requirement. It's about presentation." He tapped his console. The human fleet spread in formation, overlapping arcs of firepower so precise that even the most disciplined Dominion officer flinched. The battle began not with weapons, but with words. "Dominion fleet," Mercer broadcast, voice as calm as a bedtime story. "You attacked our allies. You will stand down, power down, and surrender your vessels immediately. Otherwise," he paused, sipped his coffee, and smiled. "Otherwise we will be required to demonstrate the difference between reinforcements and an armada." The Dominion commander bared his teeth. "You wouldn't dare engage us. Too many lives. Too much risk." Mercer's eyes twinkled. "Oh, you misunderstand. Humans don't risk lives. We budget them. The Dominion laughed nervously. The Coalition bridge crews shifted uncomfortably. No one was entirely sure if Mercer was joking. Spoiler: he wasn't. The first shot came from the Dominion. A corvette panicked and fired a torpedo at the lead human destroyer. The torpedo didn't even reach its target. It was swatted from space by a railgun slug traveling so fast the corvette crew didn't see the flash until it was already vaporized. The human destroyer did not slow down. That was the first moment the galaxy realized humans didn't fight fair. The Armada moved like a symphony of annihilation. Cruisers weaved between carriers, destroyers cut precision arcs, and frigates darted ahead like hunting dogs on a leash. Every move was deliberate, calculated, and terrifyingly efficient. Dominion ships exploded in neat succession, as though the humans had choreographed the destruction weeks in advance. The Coalition forces, battered and limping, watched in stunned silence. They had called for help, yes. But this was something else entirely. One Vaylani officer whispered, "They don't fight battles, they stage performances." Another corrected him. "No, they don't perform, they rehearse. This is routine to them." Halfway through the slaughter, Mercer casually opened a comms channel again. "Dominion Commander, I'd like to offer you an alternative. Surrender now, and I'll guarantee your crews live to see their families. Continue resisting, and your families will be issued a condolence letter with your ashes. Polite wording, of course." "You're bluffing," the Dominion snapped. Mercer's smile didn't waver. "Sir, I don't bluff. That would imply uncertainty. And humans don't arrive uncertain, we arrive with spares." At that exact moment, another wave of human reinforcements warped in, 20 more ships. Because of course they did. The Dominion commander's face drained of color. By the climax, the battlefield was a graveyard of Dominion wreckage. Only one dreadnought remained, crippled and cornered. Mercer stood, adjusting his uniform jacket like a man preparing to give a lecture rather than an execution order. "Ladies and gentlemen," he said to his crew, "shall we show them why Earth invented the term shock and awe?" The crew responded with a single word in unison: "Aye." The final salvo lit the system like a false sunrise. When the light faded, the Dominion was gone. Entirely. The Coalition hailed Mercer, voices shaky, awed, and more than a little afraid. "Human Commander, this was overwhelming. Why would you send so many ships for us? We expected perhaps a squadron, maybe two." Mercer's expression softened, polite and warm. "Ah, friends. On Earth, there's an old saying, if you're going to show up late, at least make an entrance." The aliens blinked. They weren't sure if he was joking. They weren't sure if they wanted him to be. The galaxy whispered after that battle. Whispers turned to rumors. Rumors turned to fear. Because it became clear, when humans said reinforcements, what they meant was overwhelming, unstoppable force. And when Earth smiled, politely, charmingly, and promised peace, it was only because they'd already brought enough firepower to erase any alternative. The twist came days later. The Coalition believed the humans had simply answered a distress call. A gesture of goodwill, nothing more. But buried in Dominion records, investigators found something chilling. Earth had intercepted Dominion communications weeks earlier. They had known about the attack before it happened. They had waited. Which meant the Armada wasn't a rescue at all. It was a demonstration. Earth hadn't sent reinforcements. Earth had staged a lesson. And the galaxy learned it well. When you call for reinforcements, humanity doesn't just answer. Humanity arrives with enough firepower to ensure you never, ever have to call again.